Okay, my third tutorial is going to be accessing your previous Peardeck session. So that for accessing your previous Peardeck sections, you would go to peardeck.com, sign in using your OFY account, and then you'll see a list of your sessions. I have the bad habit of like never ending them. So if I officially wanted to end a session, I'll show you. Like this is the notes I was demonstrating in the previous tutorial. I would click end this session. You can name it to probably the more detailed, the better. So a date, your class, English 10A, Unit 1, September 25th. But anyway, I'm going to just name it example and save and end session. And then this is really cool too. You could open up a reflect and review, and they could actually, or let me backtrack a little bit. You're able to send your students feedback for their responses. You could share this directly to your classroom. You could copy this link. Let's just click on open. I'm going to select me. And it's going to show my responses. It shows the session, the date, the slide numbers. And look, you could leave feedback for every individual response. So you could even make that an assignment. If you wanted a student to do corrections on anything, because they had that interactive Peardeck, you can. Another option would be if you did student paced notes or your Peardeck session, where they could go through a Peardeck slides on their own. And again, it's not your original Google Slides, it's through Peardeck, so they're not changing or editing any of your original formatted notes. So this feedback response is really cool. Excuse me. I forget it exists sometimes. I've only used it a few times. And honestly, it's something that I want to focus on more this upcoming school year. I think that the more immediate feedback is, the better, which is actually why I like Peardeck so much, because we're able to have our students do practice work in a very low stakes setting. You could see who's responding to what. You could immediately gauge like where students are at. And not in the most detailed way, but in an introductory kind of way for any kind of beginning of a lesson, right? So I really like that. Okay, let's go back to sessions. So again, here are your sessions. So the example session is closed. It has the file name. So this is what I had named my notes on slides. And I could reopen the session. I could rename it. I could archive it. Here's the reflect and review. I could also export responses to a spreadsheet. See what it does. I know I was the only fake student in this lesson, so let me see what it'll show. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be the student names here, their emails, the slides, and then it's going to show the responses. So that's just another way to look at the data and your student responses. Okay. So that's how you access your old sessions. Anything archived is going to be, they're going to be automatically closed sessions, but you could still restore them. So they're all there. You could even use the search function here to look up any notes that you may want to access. Say your list gets really long. I kind of do 1 or 2 notes tops per unit. So that's why I don't have tons of notes here. That would be it for accessing your sessions. So again, you would just go to Peardeck, not joinpd.com. It would just be the actual Peardeck website, and then you'll see all of your sessions here. And actually, let me just show you what that looks like. So if I clicked on that viewing screen, here are all the slides, and then you could see all the responses in one place too. So this is a really good way to go back to your notes and then go through your responses. If you felt like this is how you want to keep track, or if you feel like this is how you want to keep track of participation, you could assure that every student that was in class responded to every single slide, if that's what you want. I could star answers, I could leave feedback, I could hide responses too. So those are all options.